Everyone wants to live the American dream. It's not just a country anymore. It's an idea, one that's been sold to the entire world for generations. From the shining lights of Times Square to the polished smiles in Hollywood films, America became the stage for human ambition. You see it in every movie, every music video, every influencer post. That quiet message that says, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And for decades, people from every corner of the planet have built their lives around that belief. They leave home, family, and comfort behind because the promise of America feels bigger than fear itself. It's a country built on stories. Stories of immigrants arriving with nothing but a suitcase and a dream. Stories of struggle turning into success. Stories of second chances that actually came true. And those stories, repeated 1,000,000 times, become truth. You start to believe that all you need is hard work, that effort guarantees reward, that freedom is waiting for anyone brave enough to cross the ocean. But what no one ever tells you is that behind those shining success stories lie millions of others, untold, unseen, forgotten. Stories of people who tried just as hard but never escaped the weight of the system. Because the dream isn't given, it's sold. And in America, even dreams have a price tag. When you first land, it feels like stepping inside a movie. The air smells different, colder, sharper, filled with promise. The streets are wide, the cities feel alive, and everyone seems to be going somewhere important. You walk past people who look like they've figured it out. They have confidence, rhythm, speed. You tell yourself, this is where I'll finally start living. But within weeks, the fantasy begins to crack. You start noticing things. The pace isn't exciting anymore, it's exhausting. People move fast because they have to. No one stops to chat, no one looks around. It's all work, all the time. The bills come faster than paychecks. Rent swallows half your income before you even get your first breath of stability. You realize that success here isn't guaranteed, it's rented month to month. And for newcomers, there's no pause button. You can't slow down. The system doesn't wait for you to adjust, so you fake a smile. You post pictures that say, I made it, while inside you're wondering if you really did. You look around at people who've been here longer, some thriving, others just surviving, and you realize something important. America doesn't care where you came from. It only cares how long you can last. There's a quiet rule in America. If you stop moving, you fall behind. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how hard you've worked. The system measures your worth in output, not effort. You're expected to grind, to hustle, to push beyond exhaustion because that's what everyone else is doing. Rest feels like guilt. Weekends aren't for recovery. They're for catching up. You start working 2 jobs, maybe 3, not because you want to, but because you have to. The dream keeps asking for more. Every promotion you get, every raise you earn, comes with new expenses, higher rent, higher taxes, higher expectations. You realize you're running faster just to stay in the same place. And for immigrants, that weight doubles. You're rebuilding your identity in a system that makes you start from zero. Your degrees don't count. Your experience doesn't count. You begin to shrink yourself just to fit. You tell yourself it's temporary, that it'll pay off. But deep down, a quiet voice whispers, how long until I burn out? Yet no one talks about it. Everyone's smiling, pretending they're fine, posting their best life online. Because in America, vulnerability feels like failure. You don't complain, you keep working. You keep chasing the dream, even when it starts chasing you back. No one warns you about the silence. It's the kind that follows you home after long shifts, the kind that fills empty apartments and echoes louder than traffic outside. America looks full of people, noise, energy. But somehow, it's also one of the loneliest places on earth. Back home, you had community. Friends who visited without calling first. Family who checked in when you didn't show up. Here, everything is planned, scheduled, distant. People smile at you in passing, but their minds are already on something else. You learn that here, connection is a luxury. Everyone's working, everyone's tired, and everyone's carrying their own invisible struggles. Immigrants feel it deeper. You start to miss the small things, the familiar sounds, the language, the food, the feeling of belonging. You begin counting the days since someone last said your name in your own accent. You start to wonder if success is worth this kind of solitude, but you can't tell anyone. Because you're lucky to be here, right? That's what people back home say. They think you're living the dream. And maybe that's the saddest part. You can't tell them the dream feels lonely. So you smile for photos, you laugh on calls, you say everything's fine, But when the lights go off and it's just you and that American night sky, you realize something the brochures never mentioned. In the land of opportunity, loneliness doesn't care how successful you are. America gives you opportunity, but it charges you for every single one of them. It's not free. Not the education, not the healthcare, not even the sense of safety. Everything has a price, and most times that price is hidden behind the word freedom. You begin to understand that this system isn't built to make you comfortable. It's built to keep you moving. Rent, taxes, bills, they all come knocking month after month without pause. You could be working full-time and still not feel secure. People live paycheck to paycheck in one of the richest countries on earth. And when something goes wrong, a medical bill, a job loss, a sudden expense, the system doesn't catch you. It watches you fall. The dream that once looked golden begins to rust under the weight of survival. You see people smiling on social media, driving new cars, living in clean suburbs. But what you don't see are the debts, the 60-hour work weeks, the constant fear of losing it all. America rewards success, yes, but it demands your peace in return. You start realizing that this land of freedom can quietly turn into a land of fatigue. The hustle never stops, because the moment you rest, the dream starts slipping away. And in that cycle, millions keep spinning, chasing something that always seems just a few paychecks ahead. Yet somehow, people still come. Every single day, from every corner of the world, someone is packing their bags, whispering goodbye, and stepping into the unknown. Because despite its flaws, America still represents something no other place quite does: a chance. For many, it's not about chasing wealth or fame. It's about escaping something worse: political chaos, corruption, poverty, fear, and when it works, it changes everything. A child grows up with opportunities their parents could only dream of. A family feels safe for the first time. A young mind gets to imagine without limits. For them, America is still a miracle. It's imperfect, but it's real. It's a place where you can start again, no matter how many times you've fallen. And even though it's hard, brutally hard, it gives you something powerful: possibility. The truth is, people don't come here because it's easy. They come because, even with all its flaws, it's still better than the life they left behind. Maybe that's why the dream never dies. It bends, it breaks, but somehow it always rebuilds. Because hope, no matter how fragile, is stronger than comfort. And that's something America still gives in abundance. So what is the truth behind the American dream? It's this: it was never just about money or fame or success. It was about belief. The belief that tomorrow could be better than today, that effort could rewrite your destiny. But over time, that belief got commercialized, repackaged, and sold back to the world as an image. The dream became a brand, shiny, desirable, yet often disconnected from reality. For some, it delivers everything they hoped for. For others, it leaves them chasing shadows. The truth is, the American dream doesn't belong to a country. It belongs to the people, the ones willing to fight for it, sacrifice for it, and sometimes lose themselves in it. Because it's not the stars on the flag that make it real. It's the fire inside the people who keep believing against all odds. Maybe the American dream was never about America at all. Maybe it was about humanity's hunger for more. The endless push to find purpose, freedom, and meaning. But here's the catch: when you chase a dream too long, you risk forgetting why you started. So before you pack your bags and buy your ticket, ask yourself, are you chasing the dream or someone else's version of it? If you've ever thought about moving abroad, you need to see our next episode: the harsh reality of moving to the UK. Because sometimes the dream doesn't fail you. It just moves to a different place.